Diane and Ashley clash, and Nick intervenes to Adam and Sally. Drama about the young and agitated. Today on The Young and the Restless, Daniel and Lily reminisce. Adam pleads his case with Sally, and Jack pays Tucker a visit. Billy believes Adam's presence at Crimson Lights made it harder to tell Connor the truth, but Chelsea maintains that despite his doubts, Adam followed her lead. This is good news for Billy. According to Chelsea, the subject shifted when her son independently deduced what had occurred. Billy is praying that wasn't too startling an experience for her. According to Chelsea, it encouraged them to talk about it freely and honestly. Billy thinks highly of her for having the courage to confront him head-on. Chelsea appreciates his attentiveness. Billy is astounded by her sudden calmness. It looks like a fantastic Thanksgiving to Chelsea. As she does, she grips Billy's hand tightly. There is much for which to be grateful in my life. To which Billy nods and grins, yes, you do. Adam gets a touch tipsy and proposes to Sally in Noah's club, but she declines. It's what Adam wants, he says adamantly. Because it's what we both want, he says. Mrs. Adam Newman, do you think that makes sense? Sally asked. Adam insists that it does, and that they shouldn't waste any more time apart. It was fated that we should meet. Sally tells him they were playing games, and he lost. Now he's trying everything to keep her there, but she's not going to allow him. Adam grabs her arm and begs her not to leave as she begins to leave. Nick comes over in a huff and tells his brother to stop holding her. Maybe Nick is attempting to indicate that Adam threatens Sally, but Adam is confused by this. Nick growls, do not grab her like that again. It's Adam's assumption that Nick is concerned by their proximity. Sally asks Adam to stop this and walks off. After telling Adam to let it go, Nick then walks after her. The actress who plays Bianca on All My Children, Eden Rebel, reflects on the drama that has unfolded and teases what's to come. Diane walks into the Abbott home and immediately starts calling for Kyle. Ashley, seated in the living room, marvels, oh my God, you don't even bother knocking more. She's not surprised Diane is looking for her son. She's afraid and wants to relocate her very last ally before her falsehoods come tumbling down around her. Diane worries she's making it sound like she's about to be run out of town by an angry mob with pitchforks. As Ashley ponders, no, I don't think that happens very often these days. However, she believes they will be able to arrange transportation for her to the airport. Diane refuses to back down and maintains that she has Jack and the truth on her side. The three unpleasant women make Ashley laugh at how quickly she went to tell Jack about them. Diane says she and Tucker are working together. Ashley has taken his words to heart and warned Diane that her constant rumbling and nagging no longer has the same effect on Jack as it once did. She mocks Kyle, saying that he will eventually see through her disguise. All he wanted was a mother, that poor kid. He's lucky he found you. All he needed was a regular, pleasant mother. They have no hope, she continues, because Jeremy Stark will be released from jail. Diane makes an accusatory gesture toward Ash. You are the one who has to be concerned about that. When Jack slams on the door to Tucker's suite and yells, answer the door. Tucker rolls his eyes. McCall lets him in, but Jack gives him a stern warning. Whatever you're intending, it's not going to succeed. Tucker extends an offer of liquid refreshment. Jack doesn't care about small talk and warns Tucker that he knows he's coming for his business. Basically, he tells McCall that he found a major fault in his strategy. Even though he returned with the intention of regaining Ashley and stealing Jabot, he now realizes that he cannot achieve both goals at once. I'm sure you're aware that they can't both be true. He concludes that Tucker is using Ashley as a pawn to go after Jabot, the company he really wants. Tucker downs his beverage and says he expects to have at least 2 more before continuing the discussion. He isn't denying it, Jack points out. Tucker tells Jack that he and the majority of people are completely unable to take in the larger picture. Nick feels bad that Adam grabbed Sally's arm the way he did in the suite. She tells him that wasn't the most absurd part of his performance. He put forth a proposal I accepted. Nick is convinced that his brother will resort to any means necessary to break up the couple, and so he tells her, it's not going to work. They embrace. And Sally says to him, I like this. Nick does too. He's going to spend the night with Christian. But his thoughts will be on her. Even Sally will have him on her mind. This leads to a passionate kiss between them. Lily and Daniel joke at society about the day they escaped to California together while disguised as various fruits. They reflect on their journey so far, with him highlighting her many successes. She says that he is a famous artist. He's taking a break from his work for the time being, but he's still got some ideas and is still a creative person. Soon he'll fill her in on the details. Lily teases, "Does it have to do with the banana costume?" Lily tells Daniel how she and Billy got together after Jill named them co-CEOs, and he questions her about their relationship. Even though they were different, she thinks they made a wonderful working combination, and she describes their interaction together. The solution was successful, Daniel cautions, until it didn't. Lily has no idea what he meant by saying. Daniel reflects on the time before they lost Chancecom, when Billy was compelled to pen a retraction on a story. Lily claims that they are now past that misunderstanding. Is Daniel asking, have there been more? He has, he says, made an effort to stay abreast of developments in Genoa City. He reflects on how the city has evolved, and then tells Lily, "You look." Right at that moment, Billy walks through the door. "Man, Daniel, wow, that's unexpected." When Jack visits Tucker in his apartment, Tucker tells him that Ashley is light years ahead of him and the rest of the Abbotts in terms of both vision and intelligence. Jack acknowledges McCall's intelligence without denying that she will never love him again. Only time will tell, Tucker muses. Jack mocks her for spending time with him in order to figure out his true intentions. Tucker is well aware of this and has nothing to conceal. It's likely that Diane has been telling Jack all about his evil schemes. Jack assures him that reuniting with Ashley is only part of the motivation for their actions. Tucker doubts that Jack is aware of the extent of Tucker's knowledge. He says he's just here on a fishing trip. Jack is perplexed as to why he didn't just ask for a denial that he plans to sue the business. Tucker believes that his true motivation is to maintain suspense. Just seeing you work up a sweat is too much fun. In the Abbott home, Dane cautions Ashley against spreading the false rumor that she was responsible for Stark's incarceration. She has no notion of the risk he poses if he truly believes that. Ashley responds, "I don't think it's a lie, Diane," and asks why it is hazardous for her if he were released. Diane points out that by doing so, she is inviting trouble upon herself, as she is a guest of the Abbotts and an employee of Jabot. It would be devastating for Ashley's entire family if Stark caused trouble for her, and she would bear the responsibility for it. "You're just so sleazy, it's horrible," Ashley sneers. "In fact, it is. You're practically hiding behind your own grandson. You should be worried," Ashley tells her when she notices her friend is frightened. Before it's too late, she tells Diane to get out of there. Diane shakes her head and smirks. When Adam knocks on Sally's sweet door, she answers it and demands to know what he's up to. She even questions if he's lost his mind. She tells him that instead of being sweet and lovable, his behavior is irritating and cruel. She confronts him about his drunken proposal in front of everyone. "We're baffled by your motives." She understands, Adam says, because they are magical and make perfect sense. "I can't fathom why you'd cheat yourself out of that." There's been too much alcohol in his system, so Sally tells him. Adam had never before been so certain about anything. He brings up the rarity of their situation to impress upon her its value. That, Sally says in response, was before. After a moment of silence, he sighs. He messed up in her favor. Since she is flawless, Adam wished for nothing less than perfection for her. Sally wipes her eyes and mocks. "Now I know for sure you're inebriated." Adam explains to her that he and Nick are only interested in having sexual relations. Sally can't believe he actually believes that she and Nick are both exploiting each other. Adam bets twice as much. Absolutely, that's what's going on. While at society, Daniel informs Billy that he will be staying for the holidays, if not longer. Billy is positive that Phyllis and Summer will be happy to see him, and Lucy. Currently, Lucy and Heather are in Portugal, as Lily informs Billy. Daniel is by himself, reuniting with old acquaintances. Lily inquires after Chelsea's health to Billy. He reports that she is doing well and appears healthy. Daniel wants to discuss his latest concept with them at Chancellor Winter's. Lily is going to have her aides send him an email since she adores it just as much as he does. As Billy looks over the menu, Lily watches Daniel leave while she smiles. Diane warns Ashley at the Abbott estate that her obsession with forcing her to leave Genoa City by any means necessary endangers everyone. If you play along with Tucker's scheme, you'll lose. I'm not going to give in to such pressure. She is curious if Ashley has contemplated the reasons behind Tucker's recent betrayal. Ashley thinks it's good for him because many people would be relieved if he could just get rid of her, but she knows otherwise. Diane explains that Tucker betrayed her because she would not reveal Jabat's financial details to him. Given that Ashley volunteered to do it, she doesn't feel it particularly heroic. You are merely attempting to mitigate the situation. Infuriated, Diane exclaims, "You're missing the point. Tucker was probing me for details about your love life and the family company. Look out, Ashley, he's playing you for a sucker." Jack shuts the door harshly. While Harrison is around, he cannot allow this situation to persist. Diane needs Ashley to listen to her so that she may accomplish her one and only purpose of keeping the Abbotts safe. While Sally relaxes in her suite, Adam expresses his love for her. She's staying with a person who can't give her what she really wants, happiness. To Sally, it seems clear that Adam cannot abide the thought of them being together and will say anything to put an end to their relationship. Adam is aware of Nick's ability to make a woman feel like she's the center of the universe, but he's just interested in finding a new Sharon. This is why his relationship with Phyllis ended. He was unable to transform her into Sharon. Then thinking, poor Chelsea, he adds, same thing for Chelsea. His ex-girlfriend had been through a lot, so he says, it's no wonder it's no wonder what? Sally probes. Adam attempts to redirect the talk back to how they know each other. This is the crux of the matter. He approaches the door and turns to Sally, asking her to consider his proposal. It came from deep within me. Please know how much I care for you. He leaves at that point. Nick and Chelsea had a chance encounter at Crimson Lights, where they talk about Chelsea's impending move to the second floor. Inquiring about her Thanksgiving plans, he says, for Connor's sake, she insists, she and Adam will stay together. Nick sends his warmest holiday wishes her way. To be honest, she feels the same way. Nick later sees Daniel on the patio and hugs and slaps him on the back. He boasts, it's going to be a terrific holiday. Phyllis and Summer will be so happy to see me. Daniel responds positively when Nick inquires about Heather and Lucy. When Billy finally arrives at society, he makes light of the fact that Daniel filled his seat and kept Lily occupied until he arrived. Thanksgiving is brought up by Lily. She recommends that they offer Sharon some assistance at the cafe. Billy gives his approval, so they go see the Abbotts. Lily chimes in that they can end the meal with dessert at Devon's. They both agree that it will be an ideal day. Then, in the spirit of family and friendship and the Thanksgiving holiday, Billy says, there's something I want to run past you. Does it have to do with Chelsea? Lily probes. Bill recognizes that it does. Even though she would prefer to spend Thanksgiving with Connor and Adam, he doesn't want her to be sad or lonely if it doesn't work out. What Lily means when she says, so you want her to come with us? If necessary, Billy hopes that Thanksgiving can be spent with Chelsea and Connor.